Good morning, one and all. So here, today we are discuss about the reinforced earth foundation. So in that, it would be a third module. So course outcome will be CO3. So reinforced earth foundation, it is a similar of the foundations what we have done as for the buildings. Here just we have to introduce the reinforced in the earth, in the soil mass, so decreasing or avoiding the displacement. So many parameters will be, so many properties will be increased by providing the reinforced in the soil mass, slope failure, increase the compressibility, shear strength, shear parameters. So we have to increase that. So in that, in the introduction, due to the decreasing availability of good construction sites, a foundation engineer today frequently comes across the problem of putting structures on low bearing capacity deposits. The traditional solutions to such situations have been deep foundation placed through the loose soil, excavation and replacement with the suitable soil, stabilizing with injecting additives and applying the techniques for densification of the soil. So while you have the low bearing capacity of the soil, so we have to go with the deep foundations, maybe pile, maybe raft foundation. So the bearing capacity will be very less. So in that case, so we are not going to the deep foundations like piles, pile foundation and other foundations, deep foundations. So we have to increase the bearing capacity of the soil by introducing the reinforced earth foundation, and we will go with the shallow foundation. So the parameters, the width of the footing will be effective, the strength of the foundation soil, depth of the footing below ground level, the first geosynthetic layer. So we have to provide the reinforced or geosynthetics, the vertical spacing, width of the geosynthetic. So many parameters will be effective. So in that case, we have to avoid the deep foundation and we have to introduce the shallow foundation by providing the reinforced or any other geosynthetic material, or so many methods are there. It's like injecting the additives, chemical modification, mechanical modification. So we have to compress it and we have to go with the compaction. So we have to try to increase the bearing capacity of the foundation. So we will go with the economical and the shallow foundation. The reinforced soil foundation can improve the bearing capacity of the foundation, what we have discussed earlier. The intention is to improve the bearing capacity of the foundations and reduce the settlement of the footing, which has been widely applied to the treatment and improvement of the soft soil foundation. So it's very, very important where the two parameters will be effective. One is bearing capacity and second one is the settlement. So that's why the reinforced will be provided. Reinforced strip or reinforced material will be provided in the soil mass to avoid the settlement and increase the bearing capacity of the foundation. So in this picture, so you'll clearly see that it will be the wall facing, and these are the red color will be the geosynthetic reinforcement, or the strips will be provided, the other material will be provided, and it will be the firm foundation, and that yellow color will be the soil mass. The settlement will be increased and the bearing capacity will be increased by providing this, and this will be the wall, and it will be the foundation. Here means reinforced earth mass will be there. So by providing strips, you have to see here also there will be a soil mass and providing the reinforcement strips. And here what the modes of failure in the soil reinforcement foundations. The one, failure above top layer reinforcement, failure between the reinforcement layer, failure similar to the footings on a two-layer soil system, and failure within the reinforcement zone. So here the first picture with the failure above top layer of the reinforcement. So above the reinforcement, these three are the reinforcement. Above that, the failure will be occur. So what we have provided here, there is no effect here, but above the layer of the reinforcement we have facing the failure, and in the second one, So here within the strips, within the reinforcement, there will be a failure. So these are the modes. So in which situations, so there is no reason, there is no any proper reason for the failures. So here sometimes the above the reinforcement, within the reinforcement, sorry, in between the reinforcement layer, and third case the foundation on two layer soil system. So here below the layers there will be a failure here. Below the layer up to the reinforcement layer there is no any effective, but below the bottom layer of the reinforcement or geosynthetic or strips, so there will be a failure occur. And in the fourth question, the reinforcement has failure, the failure within the reinforced zone. So these are the important modes of failure. So what we have discussed above, that will be the in detail, the uppermost layer, that within the reinforcement, and third will be the failure within the reinforcement zone. So already what we have discussed here. And the calculation of maximum tensile forces in the reinforcement layer. So here we have to discuss, we have to calculate, so what is the maximum tensile strength, tensile force will be introduced or developed within the reinforcement zone. So here there will be equation T max K gamma SV to SH. The first step in checking the internal stability is to calculate the maximum tensile forces T developed along the potential failure line in the reinforcement. The method of calculation and the evaluation parameters are traditionally the main variations between the different system design methods. The detailed notes will be given in the study material. So you have to check with the study material, and you have to check how to calculate the T value, because the internal stability is very important. Tensile stress will be there and pull out resistance will be there. Thank you one and all.